Good day. Hey, I am Oblivion Cube here, and of course, we're sitting in Minecraft right now. I was actually just plotting out this building, and I realized that what I should do is I should go ahead and try and get some of this on video. I'd been waffling on starting a uh, Minecraft series here. But I thought, you know what, I may as well go ahead and do so. And what better time than now? So what I'm doing right now is this damn thing here. Oops, broke that flower. Um, these are an eyesore that I have to deal with constantly. Um, I want to get rid of my kind of crappy bamboo farm here. I want to get rid of this, our tiny little manual sugarcane farm, and I would like to create a spot for our melons, right, and our pumpkins to go. So what I'm building here is I've just kind of laid out the foundation of a pretty simple building. I've built this design many times before, more or less this design anyway. Um, and it's not a ton of interior space, as you can kind of see. It's not a huge. Well, I mean it's a big enough building, but it's not a huge building, right? So my plan right now, just to kind of walk you through what I'm thinking, is uh, I'm going to take the bamboo and I'll probably just like set up some observers and pistons and crap, and kind of stuff it in this corner here. I'm gonna take some melons and stuff like that. We're gonna use most of the center of this to harvest melons, and then way over here on this side, I'm going to go ahead and create some sugarcane farm. That will end up tackling several of the items currently on my objective wall. So over here, let me just kind of get over there, is my whoop, going the wrong way. Over here is my objective wall. So these are things that I just kind of I randomly tossed this up here, not that terribly long ago. I've done a bunch of building, as you can kind of see. I've got my main little base here. I've got a sort of passive grinder over here. Um, but there's some things that I still needed to do. So I needed to create a slime farm. It's over here. I'll show it to you in a minute here. I needed to create a flower farm just to get. It's just a very simple shaker so that I can get all the dyes that I might need. I needed a glow squid farm and various things like that. Now here we've got sugar farm. We need a bamboo farm. We need a pumpkin and melon farm. And this one building, I'm hoping, is going to be enough to kind of get this all taken care of, all three of those things. Now that said, we'll jump into actually like finishing building this in just a second. I thought maybe, being as you know, this is the first time I've recorded this world, I will kind of take you on a small tour of this area. So this is actually the start island. When I spawned, it was kind of right over there. I kind of liked this island setup, and so I I kept it. I just stayed here. I created this passive mob grinder. This is a very wonderfully inefficient squid farm. Um, these guys, come in here, they die. It's good times for everybody. Because this is spawn, a portion of this stays loaded kind of all the time. Um, Although this, I think, falls outside of those boundaries. But as I'm working on different things around my base, it kind of slowly collects ink. I don't need a whole lot of black ink, right now at least, so it doesn't need to be super efficient. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be making don't have to be super efficient. I A lot of this is just kind of trying new things. I haven't played Minecraft in a long, long time. Uh, I randomly picked this game up again after many, many years off of Minecraft. When my 3-year-old son started watching a lot of Vintage Beef, who is another Minecraft YouTuber. He's a Hermitcraft guy, and I had never heard of him before. But he was doing a solo world, and my son got really into it because he sometimes plays Minecraft on my PlayStation, and from there I started, because I watched what he watches, I started watching a bunch of Minecraft, uh, and so here we are. I tossed on a solo world, and yeah. So this is my main little house. This is actually a design that I grabbed from YouTube. I can't remember who to credit for this, so sorry. I didn't think this world would ever see the light of day. I figured this is just gonna be a personal world. I didn't think I was gonna record it, but yeah. Anyway, so whoever designed this did a wonderful job. I made very, very minor modifications to it. This is my kind of main area. This is all the action happens here, right? I've got all my smelters, all my chest full of crap. You're gonna notice here. So I have the mob heads data pack. I love these little things, right? So I've collected a bunch of them. They're kind of scattered. Things like the ender heads are scattered all over the damn place because I have 1,000 of them. So all over this main little island, there's going to be little spots where you'll be coming up the pathways and stuff, and sort of all of a sudden, a enderhead will, pop out. There are other ones, other heads around too. I thought it was just fun. I was bored one evening watching some Netflix and ran around placing a bunch of heads. Yeah. So this is sort of the this is my spawn area. You know, I've got a flower farm. It's actually just on this little island over here. It's just a really simple shaker. I'll show it to you in a second. I am not great at decorating. As you can see, I'm a terrible decorator. I just kind of toss things around. I'm trying to get better. So previously, I've played Minecraft, for off and on for, I don't know, as long as it's been a thing, pretty much. And it's only now that I'm starting to actually try to be better at interior decoration. And so I'm just trying to. I stole this bed design from Scar, I believe, the Hermitcraft guy Scar. This is a lovely way to design a bed. Really like that. So I snagged it from him. Yeah. So let's take a look. I'll show you the basement here. So as I kind of mentioned, I am not much of a builder. So typically what I do is I find a little hobbit hole and I stash all my shit underground, because then I don't have to worry about exteriors. I can just kind of make the interiors look pretty, or functional, pretty enough for me. So kind of everything is what it is. I made a little place where I can collect lava so I can fill up various things. This is my enchanting area, obviously. Over here, this is my main storage area. I'm actually slowly running out of space. What I need to do one of these days is I need to go into the end and I need to collect a bunch more shulker boxes. I'm pretty much using everything that I have. Right, I've got 2 empties. This contains my beacon so that I can move it around all over the place, and these are just random things that I like to use. Let's see. This automatically takes kelp. There's a kelp farm just in here. Yeah, see, more heads. There's a kelp farm in here. It has a really, really not efficient little bamboo farm. When I created this, I wasn't aware of how little fuel bamboo gives. So I thought, oh, I'll just make this tiny little strip, and you know that'll kind of help power this smelter, which takes the kelp, drops it into here, and then it smelts it down and chucks it up through a dispenser line into the chest. This thing does not keep up with demand. That's part of the reason that I have an above ground pile. So every once in a while I go and I harvest it and I just chuck it into a box above that feeds also into this. See these here. So it feeds from up there down into here and keeps everything kind of going. Yeah. So I've got just a manual vine area. I created a little bee hive thing. So it gets me honeycomb and honey bottles. I plan to eventually wax a ton of copper so that I can get it, set into states that I like. But I haven't done that yet. This janky little area, I just cut this last night. No, 2 nights ago. So I'll show you that in a second. I made a really simple basalt generator. I can stand here and get glowberries and stuff. That's an elevator down. We've got some automatic harvest for cactus, and over there is my one chorus tree. Chorus? I don't know how you pronounce it, and my snow gold. I haven't needed really to have or to use either of those a whole lot yet, but I wanted to have them handy just in case I needed to. And down here is our slime farm. So I'm actually just gonna pop into spectator mode so I can show you this a little bit better. So way down here, I created just a bunch of different levels of slime farm. This took ages, and I'm not done, as you can see. So I've got in kind of like half the iron golems that I need, but it works well enough. So it comes all the way down here to what is this? Y35, I think, is what this is. Pushes them into this channel, and then they drop into my little area of campfires, and then I get just a bunch of slime balls. So it's actually been working pretty well for me since I created it. Initially, as you can see by these I was going to have this come right down here to bedrock, but I realized that was sort of a waste of my time, because like for the amount of slime that I need, this is actually a lot of overkill. This many levels, I don't need this much slime. And this is a double slime chunk. That's why it's this wide. So it is a double slime chunk. And it does fairly well, like I said. So yeah, let's go back upstairs. And sorry, I know this is not the nicest thing to watch. I'll show you that other little area that I cut out. So, this is my new AFK spot right here for glow squid. This this is janky. I don't have a better way to get down right now. So, oh yeah, glow squid heads. Look at that. Nice. So right now, I basically just fall down here when I need to get into this little area. So this is where my glow squid could. Oh wow, this is where my glow squid collect, and I apparently have had a lot coming in. That's fantastic. This is kind of the main area. Um, oh right, sorry. So the area above that I just dropped out of was my old AFK spot. This room was actually originally the glow squid room, and then I realized that I was building it way too high. So I was up at Y52, but they glow squid when I looked it up only spawn under Y30. I would like to say. Let me just so way down there, there's our glow squid farm. Wow, with a ton of stuff just waiting. Why is that not picking up more stuff? Is it because I'm in spectator mode? Who knows? So yeah, this is actually a really simple system as well. So it just grabs the items, chucks them into this chest, chucks them into a dropper with a really simple comparator clock, and fires it into a bubble column, which goes up and then kind of drops things off there. Yeah. So, yeah, as you can see, I've kind of done some, minor work like this, to get things that I needed. But I'm not like super set up at all. But it does the trick. And yeah, I mean that's kind of my main base. This does go down further. I have a rail line to the end in there, and a cow cooker. I had that chicken egg collector thing, but the sounds of these guys just eventually drove me crazy, and I had to get rid of it. I've got an iron farm over there, which actually I have to keep resetting. So probably there's a better way to do this, but I should put those back at some point. I have to keep resetting this. I have to take the zombie down and put him back up every once in a while to keep the iron farm going. So I've installed this little piston hijinks. So kind of every night I just kind of do this. When it's dark, I let them sleep in their beds a couple seconds, and then I just, really quickly just put this all back on. And what ends up happening is the villagers start to panic again, and then we get iron golems spawning in. I think what's happening is the village center, right, is migrating for some reason, but I haven't been able to figure out why. So instead of trying to figure it out, I just, put in this little, janky ass thing. Here is a very simple sheep farm. Just for all my wool needs. So this I can access the actual sheep pen and the guts of it from there. Like, really, really simple. Nothing fancy, nothing to write home about. And then if I want to get any of my wool, I just come into my down bubble column, into my little wool area, and I've got a fair amount of wool collected. I don't use a lot of wool in my building, at least so far. Over here, this one is green because behind it is an overflow chest if something weird happens to get into the system. So way back, you can kind of see right there. It's just a normal, it's exactly what you'd expect. Bunch of hoppers and stuff. This little area over here, I created this just randomly. I had an inspiration. I want to here, I'll fly. So while I've been building, I thought it would be really fun if I kind of cut this area off with, you know, something of a wall, because out here has traditionally been kind of the area that I explored when I very first opened up this world, right? So as you can see, you know, I've got my little waypoints for heading off into the wilderness. And so I thought having like this little gate here would be just like a fun aesthetic. It is basically entirely empty. It took a long time to build, a couple of days, I think. I spent kind of like playing around with the design. I wanted this sort of black, um, the black stone to appear like it was like vines kind of coming up the sides and kind of entwining the stone like it's being converted. And then I created this fun little roof or whatever, building up there. So right now there's nothing in here, but they are both, you know, spaces with floors. So each has a sort of different floor design too. So this one is cut into a bunch of different floors like this, all the way up. And the other one, let me show you. Just has kind of a different staircase. This is just a hollow staircase all the way up to the very roof. I haven't thought of anything to really do with this space so far, and both of them lead into this. So this is, you know, that's our little area out there. Got trapdoors because I thought, you know, if you know, just imagining if there's like a zombie horde or something, right? We want to be able to, you know, drop potions or shoot arrows out of them, out of these little murder holes. It was a fun little idea. And then upstairs, as you can see, you know, a lot of work here. Don't even have stairs. Upstairs is just blank, right? So this is the center, and there is a so there's a spot that we can stand up there. Let's see if I can get up there without smashing. Nope, I can't. So there's a little area here where we can where we can stand and try not to die. Put buttons on here because, as I found out when I had to cure these guys, zombies could spawn here, and they would spawn here, and then they jump down and mess with my little monastery. So made this little monastery. Again, this is a design off of YouTube. This was not. This I just came up with, which is why it looks jank as hell. But this is a design off of YouTube. Again, I don't remember whose design this is, so I don't know who to credit. But in here we've got just got like a little monastery for some very basic trades. I haven't done anything with this guy yet. I thought it would be fun to have a little honeycomb here. You know, they're monks, right? So, it's nothing special. Some books. Upstairs, I'm gonna guess, is the guy that we actually care about. So in here, him. Yeah, there we go. I spent ages getting a mending book. That's why all of my stuff has mending. I spent a long time making, breeding, killing villagers over and over and over, and leveling them up to get finally this trade. So he's the important one. He's pretty much the only one we care about right now. And this is the rest of the inside. So if you recognize this design, shout out to whoever made this. I'll try and be better about remembering, you know, whose designs I steal from in the future here. But for now, those are kind of the two main things. And if you look at it from a distance, like it's a really nice looking little. I guess there's a stupid tree in the way. It's a really nice looking little monastery. I think it's got a really nice vibe to it, which I'm gonna try and emulate more. I want more of a medieval feel. This is kind of like a sort of modern farmhouse feel, which is okay. I think it'll work well enough in the end, but it's not entirely the way that I was going for. Now this little place. So I have a I'm a big fan of D&D. So I have a third-party supplement from MCDM where that's called Strongholds and Followers. And one of the little bits of art in Strongholds and Followers is this little tiny inn, and it's got just a very small single shot of what the inn looks like. And I thought, you know what, I can probably build that in Minecraft. And so I spent some time trying to kind of get this design down. I like how this turned out. You know what? It's probably not technically the best, but it it does what I need. So this is my little this is actually a little flower shaker underneath, but I wanted to justify the building with something. So oh yeah, and these guys kept raiding me while I was making this, so you know, just for fun. Um, yeah, so I made it into a tiny little inn. So we've got our bar here, our barrel and its tap and stuff, and our tables, nice, very homey campfire. Upstairs, what I'm gonna do, and I haven't done this yet, is I'm going to end up creating some rooms in here to divvy up this space, and I'm probably gonna add another attic layer up here, which I haven't done yet. This I was thinking is just kind of like the latrine, right? Like it's a nice little shitter for you to go in off the side of the house. And downstairs in this is this is where the flower shaker is. So this again, I'm gonna decorate all this eventually. It's just hasn't been a huge priority. This is a design that I snagged from one of the hermits, Grian maybe. One of the hermits had put out an episode of them making a flower shaker, and had mentioned, oh, if I get enough likes, I'll put up a tutorial on how to make this. But like half the design was, plainly visible from the like side profile that they gave it, and so of course I was like, well, I mean, I can figure the rest out, and I did. This is not hard to make. It's nothing fancy. I can toss anything that is bone mealable into here. It chucks itself into a dispenser that's kind of right maybe under this yellow flower, and it helps keep the farm running a little bit. I can also just power it with like just full on bone meal if I want to in there. Pretty loud, sorry. It's a pretty handy little flower area, so this helped me get most of the dyes that I needed for kind of setting up my dye booth. Was that? Yeah. So I don't need any of those right now. We're just gonna jettison them into there. A nice little glowberry area. I plan to do more with kind of glowberries in these vines. I really like these vines, and I want to have some areas that look like vines and moss are kind of taking over ruined stonework and stuff like that. I really like that aesthetic. So long term, that's what we're gonna do. But as I had kind of mentioned, I've got two very young children, which means that I don't often have a ton of time to play. And this isn't the only game I play by far. I've got a Skyrim series that I'm kind of going through, and just some other stuff like that. So I made this little tree farm. Again, not the most efficient design. It comes into 2 chests because that's kind of it's kind of how the water worked. I wasn't gonna tinker around with it until I could get it into one chest, because it doesn't matter to me enough to do that. Any of the extra drops that go into there, I can just run around to the other two. And then I've just got, this to scale up and get on top of these things. It helps ensure that I'm not losing any saplings, and it also keeps Podzol, or Podzol, I think is what that is, off of my grass. It keeps it from spawning anywhere else. Yeah. So that's kind of what I've built in this world so far. Hey, look at that, pillagers. And I don't have any rockets. That kind of sucks. So we're going to take the longer walk home. Home is just over there, of course. But yeah, like, look at that. Look at that little thing. Like that, it just looks so nice. It looks so nice from a distance. And my plan is to kind of keep building out this little island. I'm gonna try for a sort of medieval inspired, and I know medieval covers a huge, chunk of history, but a fantasy medieval, I should say, inspired design for the remaining buildings that I set up in here. I'm also going to kind of go ahead and make some paths and bridges and stuff to the various cities, or villager areas that I found in the world. You'd kind of seen earlier in my little showcase here, little home tour, that I had found a bunch of villages. Oh yeah, see, this is why I moved those over there, because now I have to dig all this up and replace it with my nice normal grass. This is also going to get migrated out at some point. So my tree farm used to just be a strip of trees right here, which is why this is the way that it is. But that wasn't enough for a couple of the builds that I was doing. So I moved it over here, and this has been kind of a pain in my butt. So I've moved it further over to the flower farm, and I'm going to either expand that or find another area to stick trees that I'm purely growing to chop down. I might even take these guys and chuck them underground. Usually that's my go-to, is to just like take my tree farm and place it basically at bedrock. But I haven't done that so far this round, because I'm trying to be conscious about building more above ground, and I want to have some kind of world building and story elements to this world. So I've got this as my main area, this little mesa point. So this is the main village. This is the first village that I found, and it's the one that I've traded with the most. So let me grab some more rockets here, and I'll just fly over there really quickly as well, because I may as well, if I'm showing you everything, I may as well show you everything, right? Yeah, my black my black shulker is called Flight Recorder. It's got all of my travel items in it. I thought it was fun. And we'll take this, because I don't know, I think my other ender chest is over there somewhere. So let's go for flight over to Mesa Point. It's not very far away, and it's actually where I stole all my villagers from. Originally, I had I did a couple of big boat trips back and forth, and like I created some copper bridges to get there the first couple of times. So it's just over here. Yeah, there we go. So here is our favorite little village. I'm going to add some custom buildings to this village. because they deserve it. Get out, let me sleep. Let's see here. So I created a Fletcher table so that I could get some string trades and stuff like that. My main, well, the first, I guess not my main, but the first cleric that I had ever seen was this guy. So he got a lot of my early Rotten Flesh trades. Now, nowadays, I have another one actually in my base, which is something that I forgot to show you. But I've got a zombie grinder down there, and I had captured a couple of these guys after they bred, and I took him back through a boat the long way back to my base, and I chucked him into the basement. So that was a lot of work, but it wasn't very fun. But we did it, and now we've got a cleric in the basement right beside my little grinder. Yeah. So this village, when I first found it, it had like, I don't know, 6 people in it or something. So I expanded the farms and stuff like that. It gave some of these guys jobs, and this was just a little bit of an area that I set up to just to help myself early on, and now I plan to come back and expand this as like kind of my first sort of city area. I haven't even explored, like, there's this whole area down here, right? I have not explored any of this at all. So I have no idea what's down there. There could be a lush caves biome down there for all I know. Maybe the axolotl that I want to find is down there. Who knows? But I thought, being as it's right beside a mesa, right beside a desert, it was a good place for me to set up a little shop area and get some easy villager trades. This guy, whoop, sorry, I clicked that at the wrong time there. So this little shit right here, yeah, you. I've let him out of this area, I swear to God, like 12 times. He just keeps getting himself stuck there. So now that's where he stays. He's useless. He stays there forever. Yeah, but that's kind of that. That's it. That's that is the width and breadth of the world so far, as far as the above ground goes. Now I do have an Ender Blender in the end, of course. As you can see by my elytra, I've done some various end splunking to get this elytra and like a backup or two. I haven't done much in the nether. I found all the biomes so that I could get like my warped wood and my crimson wood or whatever it's called. And I found a fortress so that I could hunt up a wither, but it's not. I mean, there's nothing impressive in here. It's sorry. I had COVID a couple weeks ago, and I still have that band off, so it's not very fun. But yeah, there's nothing terribly impressive about this area. So that little chimney down there is actually where all the drops go for my what am I thinking of? For my hey, bugger off. For my ink. So the squid kind of fall out above there. They die, and then they come and they drop ink sacks here. So also there's chickens in boats up there. This is again a design. I don't know who I stole this from, but it requires chickens in boats to push the squid off onto I think I have magma cubes up there maybe to help them die faster even. But as you can see, like, I mean, I haven't been here in a while, so this collected a bunch, but for single player purposes, that's more than enough. It's more than I'll use probably this entire game. Down here, right down there, I did a bunch of bed mining to find all of the ancient debris to make myself a set of ancient debris stuff. Netherite? Is that what this is called? Yeah, I think netherite. And if I follow this path long enough, there is a... here, I'll show it to you. There's my fortress. Again, nothing terribly special. I've got a blaze farm there so that I can farm up some blaze rods and blaze heads because we like to decorate. Keep going that way, and I've got a bunch of just portals. I was looking for... I can't remember what I was looking for when I made those. Maybe ice? Maybe an ice biome? Can't remember. But whatever it was, I didn't find it. That's for sure. I did not find whatever it was that I was looking for. I eventually just quit. Quit trying to find it, and I think I found something much closer to home. So this is the fortress, as you can very plainly see, and just a very simple... That guy's gonna try and shoot me. Just a very simple blaze farm. So they come down, they get pushed by lava into a channel. Originally, these two blocks, this actually used to be a manual, entirely manual, so I had just a floor lit up that I could run out here, kill a bunch of guys, come back, and I had a couple of chests over here. But that proved to be super annoying to deal with eventually, and so... Oh, that's where one of them is. So I created this nice little blaze grinder. I can kind of stand here and just smack the crap out of them and, you know, passively collect heads and blaze rods. So, yeah. With that said, like with the exception of the end, as I had said, that's kind of it. That's sort of my world as it stands right now. There's really nothing else that I've built. It's been... What, how many days in game? What does that even show? I don't even see it. You guys probably saw it there somewhere. I don't know where it is off the top of my head. But I've been playing for, I don't know, a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2. Where does this go? I forget. Let's find out. Let's find out together. It'll be on the overworld, so... Or it'll be in a random cave. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So like I said, that's kind of all I have to show. There's I'm gonna be building some more stuff as we go. So hopefully you'll join me for that, and we'll try and make something cool out of the area that I've got here. As I said, I do a lot of D&D and stuff, which means I do a lot of world building, and so part of this whole project will be, you know, making fun little stories, and you know, fun little world building elements to as part of this world. So that's what we'll be doing, kind of going forward. For today, I'm gonna get us kind of back to spawn. Although you probably don't even need to see that. So, you know what? Yeah, that's kind of it. I will catch you guys another time, and probably what we'll do in the next video is I will finish the area that I was building when we very first turned on this video, and then I probably derailed myself by showing you everything. So this will finish our farm, our automated farm for pumpkins and bamboo, and sugarcane, and that'll be all in this little area. Yeah. So yeah, happy gaming.